How you guys doing? Welcome back to the channel. I'm going to tell you a little bit about how I started my career and kind of how I just made it through life and the whole journey. So back when I was in, I'll say 12th grade, I started as a custodian working nights from 2 to 11 on the night shift, still going to school in high school. And during that time, I would clean the building, or part of the building. This was in December, January, February, somewhere in there, when I got hired on. And before that, I didn't really have any cleaning experience. So I worked at a car wash before that for 4 years. So as I was cleaning, I was getting the hang of the building, the people, just learning, cleaning from the people that did it like their whole life, basically. Come that summer, I got transferred, which really had no, I couldn't really say no, I guess, because I was pretty much told, hey, you're getting transferred to the high school, which actually worked out in my favor towards the end. When I got transferred to the high school in the summertime, they really appreciated that I was young, willing to get to work, because every summer the schools take out all the furniture from their classrooms, put it in the hallway, and strip and wax all those floors all summer. It takes them all summer to do that. The last thing they do is the gym and the cafeteria like a week before school. And that's one of the two main things that people see when they walk in the first day is either the gym or the cafeteria. And you don't want that foot traffic messing that up throughout the summer, because then you're going to have to do it again. So in that time of learning cleaning properly and buffing floors, waxing floors, stripping floors, the whole thing. So that time I was probably around 20 years old, which is pretty young for doing that type of work. And people wouldn't even ask me at the high school, since I was so young, how'd you get this job, or why'd you take this job being you're only 20? You should be doing something else with your life. And at that time, I didn't know what I wanted to do, and working from 2 to the high school schedule was from 2 to 11. Working 2 to 11, I had my section of 20 classrooms, like 4 bathrooms, 4 hallways. And when I would work my section at nighttime, and someone in the maintenance department would be in that section, and they needed help hanging like a whiteboard, or something in the bathroom was messed up and the plumber was there fixing it, I would always volunteer or even try to help them any way possible to make their job easier, for them. Not knowing that later on down the road, out of 8 guys, 3 of those guys in that maintenance department will try to get me into the maintenance department as like a helper, because I was so willing to help, and I just had a different way of going about it, but helping them out, and it definitely paid off. So a position came open in the maintenance department for the school system for a helper, basically, between the carpenter and the plumber. And there's no carpentry really in schools, so it was basically like a handyman type of job. Basically, he did like doors, windows, tile, painting, anything that wasn't really like a specific trade related, like electrical, plumbing, HVAC. This guy basically took care of all that for the 8 schools. All the little piddly stuff like putting bookcases together for teachers or just whatever had to be done, that was a work order, basically. And I got put in the department and kind of was told to help out between the plumber and the carpenter, kind of back and forth, whoever needed me that week, whoever had the most workload, so I started doing that, picking up both both trades, plumbing and carpentry, commercial plumbing. About 2 years in, the plumber that was there, I had been there at that point almost 30 years, so he spent a lot of time there, was going to retire. I think he had like four maybe years, probably about 4 years left. So I was offered, or not offered, I was told basically, pick a trade, carpentry or plumbing, what do you want to do? You got to pick a path, to stay in this department. You got to do something. You can't be a helper for the next 20 years. You got to do something. So I made the choice to go to school for plumbing. It wasn't guaranteed, but it was told to me that if you pick this trade for plumbing, since this guy is going to roll out in 4 years or 5 years, by the time you're done with the 4 year schooling and get your journeyman's, get your master's, that hopefully you can take his spot, and that'll be a pay increase. You'd be in charge of 8 schools, basically running the department. And I thought it was a good idea. I went to school, did everything I was supposed to do, got my license, ran the 8 schools, and I remember when that guy retired, and say like 6 months later, I forgot the timeline, like 6 months later, I slid into that job. Because it has to be approved and everything. You gotta apply for it, basically. It's not given to you, you gotta apply for it, just like any job. I remember someone saying in the department, well, I hope you're ready. Dog barking. I hope you're ready because you have big shoes to fill. And I almost took that as like a challenge. But in the back of my head, I said to myself, we wear different shoe sizes. Why can't I make my own path? You know what I mean? And that's what I did. I made my own path. I restructured the plumbing department the way I felt it should be. And it was a battle because it didn't have a bad reputation for so long, but it was just done it like an old school way, The customer service was like way down here, and I wanted to be up here to the point where I walk in the building, they know my face, they know I'm going to be here to fix something, and actually fix it correctly the first time, which is huge. There's a lot of people, not a lot of people, but government jobs, some people get relaxed, especially if they've been there 20 years plus. They're like, oh, no one's gonna fire me, I'm not gonna quit, I'm just gonna ride this out. Not that they get lazy, they just get kind of like in a neutral emotion, and not everybody likes to see a fresh face. They come in there and kind of shake the tree a little bit, is what my boss used to say. Sometimes you gotta shake the tree to get the good fruit, is what he used to say. So working there taught me commercial plumbing. It taught me customer service, dealing with the teachers, the principals, the custodians, sometimes the superintendent when they would stop by for things. With that knowledge, those skills, I was able to start my own plumbing business. And I used to do a lot of work for the teachers outside of school. And that has helped me out so much. So I can start my own plumbing business and get 12 to 15 calls a week and still work full time to do my plumbing business on the side. And it's been it's not always been easy. You know, it's been a struggle. You know, there's always a struggle in life. There's always a work-home balance. There's always a struggle of, you know, do I do this full-time? Do I do this part-time? You know, there's always a what if. So this whole journey, you know, I'm like super grateful because there's a lot of people along the way that have helped me out. And we saw one of my other videos, that where I say I have a 1 in 3 chance, and I had a 1 in 3 chance of not being here. 1 in 3. I say that because I was a triplet, and I lost my other 2 brothers. You know, I lost my other 2 brothers. One at 3 months, one at 6 months. So they didn't even get a chance to live basically any kind of life at all. You know, and I don't think about them a lot. I do here and there on different things, but I also wonder, like, why was I chosen? You know, what good can I bring out of myself to help everybody else? Yeah, having that 1 in 3 chance, you know, 1 in 3. Like, why was I put here and not the other 2? Why was I put here, not all 3 of us? Why weren't they put here and I wasn't? You know? And with this business, I do help a lot of people out. And off and on, I do jobs for free just to help people out. I don't need $80 for a toilet flapper. You know what I mean? Especially if they're older. And I say older, like over 80, you know, and I know they're struggling. I could see the, not the pain in their eyes, but like the worry of, you know, I don't know how many people have the Nextdoor app for your neighborhood, but I used to make plumbing videos and post on there once a week, maybe twice a week, to give people the knowledge of how to fix simple, random stuff like faucets, toilets, hose bibs. And my ability to make these videos is something I feel pretty passionate about. You know, no one else on this app, at least in my area, does that. And I know some people get hater comments on their posts, and I used to get comments from other contractors saying, please stop posting your plumbing videos showing people how to do the job that they want or need done, because they're taking all the work in the area. Mind you, I'm a 1-person operation in a pickup truck. So if I'm taking all the work in the area, then there's a problem. So that's kind of just my way of giving back. I guess just to the people, you know, people in my community. Here's how you fix your toilet. Here's how you fix, I mean, there's 1,000 different faucets, but here's how you put on a bidet. Here's how you fix your hose bib. You know, there's a little washer in there, you know what I mean? And I don't ask money for that. That's just my way of, I guess, advertising in a way, but I don't put my business name on there. I just keep it very simple, you know? And it just makes me feel good, you know what I mean? And I feel good because my other brothers aren't here to experience that. I feel good that I can do it almost like for them, you know what I mean? And how great it would be if they are here. So I feel pretty blessed to be here every day, pretty much every day. Yeah, just, you never know. I mean, 1 in 3, what's the odds of that? you know. So that's my story, and I'll see you guys on the next one.